Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Next up on the docket are the two gentlemen, and I use that term very lightly, that testified in my court bullshit dog shit ticket case, Mr. Sam Leonard and Cody Valdez. And we're going to see how much they make now. Here it is. Here's Cody's. And here's Mr. Leonard's. Okay? We're going to go over this today. And so see how much these city employees make for giving out tickets and telling bullshit stories in court. Here we go. You guys enjoy this. 2021. We're going to first up, Cody Valdez. Mr. I don't really see dogs ever on the City Hall property. There might have been some here's a couple times, or I even asked him in court, this shit, this is ridiculous. Do you ever see any deer on City Hall property? And Cody and both said, well, not really. I mean, maybe. You know how much deer shit I cleaned up over there myself? Me? And this guy lives right there. His whole family lives right there. And they're there every day. None of them seen deer or deer shit on City Hall property in rural Utah, where there's deer in everyone's yards. What a bunch of liars. Let's see. First up, Cody Valdez. In 2021, he made $89,000. Oh, his job is parks. That's his title. Parks. On this register from the state. Parks. City employee. Entity. Parks. $50,000 in wages and $38,000 in benefits. $89,000. 50 grand, 38. Works for the parks. Just as parks, he might be head of maintenance. We're not really sure anymore. There is no organizational chart. Oh yeah, that was part of my grammar request. Could they tell us what these people actually do? Next year, 2022, $52,041 in benefits, equaling now $93,000. You know, a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there, a little bit more on the benefit side, you know, stuff like that. Now it's $93,000. Then the next year, the very next year, 2023, $67,000 in wages from 52 to 67. $15,000 in cash, more, and $5,000 in extra benefits. So that's a $20,000 extra in 1 year to him. 20 grand. 15 in cash, 15 in cash, and 5 in benefit. Now to $114,000. From 93 from 93 in 1 year in total in cash and benefits to 114 grand. He were hit titled parks. Maintenance guy. Drives on his truck all day. Okay? Testified in court that he didn't see any deer or dogs ever on the City Hall property running around. Where his sister lives a couple down. I went over there when her dog was loose, by the way. told her father and her dog's off running around the new police station. God rest his soul. Daryl. $67 and 46 equal 114 grand. The year before, 93. $15 grand in cash in 1 year for this guy from 22 to 23. Now here's 24. From 67 to 74, $7,000 more in cash. And benefits, $3,000 more. So another $10,000. There goes the $10,000 again. Which now makes, in 2023, $123,000. From 2 years before, 22, he made $93,000 in total cash and benefits. Pay attention. 93 grand 2 years before. 93 grand. To 2 years later, 2024, 123. 93? That's 20 grand. No, that's 30 grand. 93, 103, 113, 120. That's 30 grand in cash and benefits in 2 years. 30 grand. $30,000 for the parks guy, Mr. Head of Maintenance. We just had a budget meeting a few months ago when I went in there, my very first recording. They were asking for more money. They were asking for more money to these people. To the other witness on this other card here. Guess who gets all the, if they pass it to get more money, Cody would get it, Sam Leonard would get it, the judge that was in my case would get a raise, and the city council head, which is also a cop named Jesse Stewart, he would get a raise. All the department heads would get another raise. And this guy, in 2 years, got 30 grand. 2 years. The guy that doesn't see ever dogs on the grass or deer in rural Utah. 30 grand. He walked into court and said, yep, I've stepped in some whatever. Targeting my business. Targeting me. I built that store. Asked him in court, did you ever come in my store? He said no. Why? I don't really know. He made 30 grand in 2 years here. This guy. There's no businesses here. It's going to these guys. Next up on the docket, Sam Leonard. There it is. Okay? Mr. Blowhard himself, Mr. Truce, Mr. Can I take you fishing? Can we be friends? Truce is a term you use in war. That's the term. Why would Sam Leonard use that term to me? Be my friend. Be my friend. Listen to this nonsense. And Cody I talked about body cameras. Why didn't you turn your body camera on, sir? Well, there is no law. He says, there's no law. I don't have to turn it on. And then he says something effective. I talk to people all the time. See, I don't have to turn it on. Why don't you turn it on? Well, if I'm talking to Miss Johnson, whoever the hell she is, just some fictitious lady, some Miss Johnson, I don't necessarily have to turn it on. Well, yeah. So then I turned it around on him and said, well, when you're talking to Miss Johnson, this has nothing to do with Miss Johnson, actually, but if you're talking to somebody about not breaking the law or a violation of something, maybe you should turn your body camera on. And he goes, well, I really wasn't talking to Miss Johnson or anything. And I went, what? You brought up Miss Johnson. I don't know who Miss Johnson is. Miss Johnson's not part of this case. I think there's something wrong with this guy. He screwed up on the paperwork. The paperwork was inaccurate. We brought it into him in court and put it into him in his little booth. And he goes, I don't know why that's on there. That says traffic code or something or whatever. The judge sort of even went, yeah, that's wrong too. Who did that? He goes, well, I don't know. Well, that's your report, sir. I think he's been the chief of police way too long. There's something going on. The fix was in. The fix was in. Department heads. 4 department heads were there. Stewart was the bailiff. All 4 department heads were there for this stupid ass ticket. All 4 of them. Making sure that down the line they get their raise coming up here, see? See? Next up, Sam Leonard. 2021. Look at this. The chief of police. The chief of police. Retired fella. Chief of police 2021. $105,000. $105,000 for the chief of police. Come in, who clocks in and then drives home. Watches from home. He clocks in and then he goes home. This car's there all the time. $105,000. That's just in pay, by the way. $11,000 in benefits. $160,000. 4 years ago. Pretty good for a little town this size of 1,500. 2022, chief of police. Retired salary. Now we go. This is the very next year. Very next year. 105 to 114. $9,000 extra in 1 year. Same guy, same job. Same guy, same job. 105 to 114. 12,000 more, or 12,000 in benefits. Basically the same in benefits, a little bit more. $126,000. You got a $10,000 increase in 1 year. Cash, benefits. The chief of police. Been there 32 years. 32 years he's the chief of police. Never seen any dogs over there much. I don't know. I don't know if deer run on the city hall property. I'm not really sure. They're there all the time. What are you talking about? Do you guys not clock in? My business was right across the street. I seen them there all the time myself. I picked up all the deer shit all the time. They're liars is what they are. Fucking liars. Next year, 114 and 12, 126. 23, chief of police. Same pay, 126. 126 the same year. Well, that's pretty good though, 126. Well, because the year before he got, or 2 years ago he got $10,000 or whatever, it was $12,000. 114 and 126, 116 and 126, 126. And then last year, here's the last year. So he's at 126 for 2 years. Next up, from 113, 2023 to 2024, 131. 131 from 2023 to 2024. $131 in cash. Cash. Chief of Police. 113 to 131. 113 to 131. 18 grand. 18 grand. More in cash. Benefits? $2 more $1,000. 18 plus 2 is now 20. Well, he didn't get it the year before, that extra 10, but they made it up last year. They just doubled it. They just doubled it. And because he's probably about to retire, they gave him a good cash benefit package for doing so well for 36 years. For 32 years. He was 4 years in office. 36 years, this guy. This guy. So from 23 to 24, 113 to 131 as the chief of police in a little town. Little itty bitty town. Where he doesn't do shit. He gives people tickets and goes to court and screws up in the booth talking about some lady named Miss Johnson. What, some fictitious lady that wasn't a part of my case that he fumbled around. Screwed up on the incident report, writing stupid shit. Wasn't even on there. This guy needs a mental exam. He's not all fit anymore. Wait till I post a video of this. Everybody looked around and went, wait, what's he talking about? 131 to 14. $146,000 last year between cash and benefits, of which he got 20 from the year before. $20,000 increase from the year before between cash and benefits. 17 of it were cash. Actually, 18 of it. And 2 were benefit. 18 in cash in 1 year. This guy, the chief of police, that drives around and fucking is a piece of shit. This guy, Mr. Fisherman, let's have a truce. Be nice. I don't see any dog shit anywhere, any dogs ever anywhere, or deer. I don't know where deer are. Am I in Utah? I'm not really sure. Am I really in a phone booth? I could be. What day is it? Did I have breakfast? Shit. Dang. This guy needs to resign, retire, be fired. This is what happens. This is what happens when the stories get told. The story's getting told, and there's a whole bunch more that these stories are going to get told. And all of you get to come along and enjoy it. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Last year, $146,000. Write it down. They want a pay increase. Again, all of them. The judge, Cody, Jesse Stewart, head of city council, and Mr. Sam Blowhard Leonard. The guy that maybe will talk to Miss Johnson and screw up police reports, doesn't even know what he's putting on there. He needs to be fired. Today. Resign, sir. Resign. Thanks for tuning in.